Trump National Doral, the Blue Monster, a $20 million championship, and absolute chaos. 3 crises unfolding at once. The weather is turning deadly. 100% chance of rain. Thunderstorms bearing down on Miami. The final round tee times. Moved up in a desperate scramble to beat the storm. The Secret Service is on high alert. A man was just arrested at a Doral security checkpoint, triggering metal detectors, resisting agents, getting physical. 1 week after an assassination, attempt on the president at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Every shadow is a threat, and the course itself is eating players alive. The 18th hole is the toughest closing hole on the entire PGA Tour. Players are running out of golf balls. Justin Rose had to ask his caddy, "How many do we have left?" Chaos at Doral, and the final round is very much in doubt. This is Golfio. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The forecast is brutal. The Cadillac Championship's final round at Trump National Doral is facing an almost certain weather disaster. AccuWeather reports a nearly 100% chance of precipitation on Sunday. Trump National Doral could experience rain for about 4 hours straight. The forecast predicts 1.17 inches of rainfall and a 59% probability of thunderstorms. The heaviest rain is expected in the afternoon, exactly when the final round was originally scheduled. Tournament officials have scrambled to respond. The final round tee times have been moved up dramatically. Players will now go off in threesomes from split tees starting at 7:30 a.m., with the leaders teeing off at 9:42 a.m. This is not a normal Sunday at a PGA Tour event. This is a race against Mother Nature. The decision to move up tee times is wise, but risky. The morning forecast is far more favorable than the afternoon. But another factor could come into play: cloud cover and low light. Visibility all day is expected to be low. Pushing play into the afternoon is not an option. The storms will be there. And if the weather becomes too severe, the tournament faces a nightmare scenario. What happens if they cannot finish? Tournament officials have options, but none are good. They could push the final round to Monday. They could play as much as possible on Sunday and finish Monday morning. Or, and this is the scenario no one wants, they could cancel the final round altogether. If that happens, the tournament would end after 54 holes. The last time that happened on the PGA Tour was at Pebble Beach in 2024. Cameron Young, with his 6-shot lead, would be declared the winner. But a 54-hole victory is not what anyone envisioned for the return of golf to Doral. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump's plans to attend the tournament have been thrown into chaos as well. Trump was expected to be at the course late Sunday afternoon, but with tee times moved up and storms rolling in, his schedule is in flux. Temporary flight restrictions show Trump arriving in Miami at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday and departing at 8:30 p.m. Sunday. Whether he will actually appear at Doral during the final round remains unknown. The weather and the security situation will dictate his movements. Just 1 week ago, a man tried to assassinate Donald Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C. 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen, armed with a semi-automatic handgun, a pump-action shotgun, and 3 knives, attempted to storm past security toward the ballroom where the President, First Lady Melania Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and other top officials were gathered. Allen allegedly opened fire during the breach. Secret Service agents quickly evacuated Trump while neutralizing the threat. At least 1 Secret Service officer was struck. That was last week. This week, at Trump National Doral, another security scare erupted. On Saturday afternoon, around 4:15 p.m., a man approached a security checkpoint at the Doral golf course. The checkpoint was manned by federal agents and local law enforcement. As the man attempted to enter the screened area, he triggered the magnetometer, a metal detector designed to scan for weapons or other threats. What happened next was chaos. The man allegedly defied orders, caused a chaotic scene, and got physical with a Secret Service agent. Video from the scene shows an officer in a police vest handcuffing a man wearing a black t-shirt and shorts. The officer turned the man and secured his hands behind his back as bystanders looked on. The suspect was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting without violence. He is now being held at the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center in Miami. The Secret Service moved quickly to contain the situation and reassure the public. At no point did this situation impact the established security posture for any upcoming visits to Trump Doral by Secret Service protectees. Michael Townsend, acting special agent in charge of Secret Service Miami, told the New York Post, "In plain English, the president was never in danger, but the incident sent shockwaves through the tournament. This is not an isolated event. Security at Trump events has grown much stricter since the campaign. Walk-through detectors, bag checks, and extra officers are now standard. The Doral property, a regular stop for the president, features open grounds and golf carts shuttling between areas. Full security coverage is challenging. Every magnetometer alert is treated as a potential threat. The risk of missing a real attack is simply too high. The detained man's motives remain unclear. Police have not called him a protester or a threat in official statements. But coming just days after an actual assassination attempt, the incident has everyone on edge. As one witness told reporters, "You could feel the tension in the air. After what happened in D.C., no one is taking chances. The weather is a threat. The security situation is a nightmare." But the golf course itself is its own kind of chaos. The 18th hole at Trump National Doral is a monster. The 486-yard, par 4 finisher has been the toughest hole on the course all week. Through 3 rounds, it has played to exactly a half shot over par E, the highest scoring average of any hole at Doral. That ranking is not new. Last year, during a LIV golf event, the 18th played 0.574 strokes over par. 10 years ago, when Doral last hosted a PGA Tour event, it played 0.425 strokes over par. As of Saturday, Doral's 18th would also rank as the hardest closing hole on the PGA Tour this year. Why is it so brutal? Water streams along the entire left side of the hole. Palm trees sway on most of the right. The tee shot is claustrophobic. Balls that travel up to about 300 yards are squeezed into a 25-yard wide landing area. From 3 football fields away, that fairway looks like a few blades of grass. Bigger hitters are rewarded with more fairway, but that requires a 320-plus yard drive. The wind is ever present. There is no real bailout. Justin Rose, the former U.S. Open champion, summed it up best. "Yeah, I just played it like 10 minutes ago, and I had to ask my caddy how many balls we had left." Rose said, "Wind was in off the left today, which is ultimately like the hardest wind you can play that hole in." Jonathan Vegas was equally blunt. "You can make a massive number on that hole," Vegas said, "so you have to attack that hole very conservatively. You just can't let that hole beat you or be your week." Jordan Spieth called it one of the harder holes I've played on the PGA Tour today. The numbers back them up. Birdies are almost non-existent. Only 9 birdies have been made on the 18th all week. Scotty Scheffler made one of them on Saturday, moving him into a tie for second place. But for most players, the 18th is a survival test. Adam Scott described the challenge. "The fairway is one of the more narrow fairways on the golf course, just a very demanding tee shot. If you're in the fairway, it's still a demanding second shot with the water left again. Once you're off the fairway, it's really tough because angles are a problem, rough is a problem, trees are a problem." Scott, ever the competitor, appreciates the challenge. "It's a great closing hole for championship golf because it demands 2 great shots to have a kind of a regulation par," he said. But for the players chasing Cameron Young's 6-shot lead, the 18th is the last thing they want to face with the tournament on the line, especially in pouring rain and howling wind. In the midst of all this chaos stands Cameron Young. The 28-year-old American has built a commanding 6-shot lead heading into the final round. He sits at 15 under par after a steady 2 under 70 on Saturday. A trio of players, Scotty Scheffler, Si Woo Kim, and Christopher Rayton, are tied for second at 9 under. But the gap is substantial. Young has controlled this tournament from the start. He stumbled early on Saturday. He found water with his second shot on the par 5 first hole, making bogey while Nick Taylor birdied to cut the lead to 3. But Young responded. He rolled in a birdie putt from just inside 20 feet at the 5th. Then he sank a 32-foot chip from the left rough for birdie at the 7th. The lead was back to 4. When Taylor stumbled with a double bogey at 7, Young's lead stretched to 5. He never looked back. It was a little bit difficult to find a rhythm, just the Wind and the direction it blew was really tricky, Young said after his round. Every hole was a substantial crosswind. It's really just a matter of trying to manage that and give yourself as many opportunities as you can. Young has been here before. He shared the lead through 3 rounds at the Masters just last month. He knows how quickly a lead can evaporate. No lead is safe out here, Young said. I'm going to go try to execute my plan as if I'm right around the lead or just trying to have a good day out there, not necessarily with any thought toward where I'm at in the tournament. Scottie Scheffler, the world #1, is the biggest threat in the chasing pack. He shot a 3 under 69 on Saturday, including a spectacular birdie on the treacherous 18th hole. His approach from 172 yards stopped just 4 feet from the cup. The tap-in birdie was only the 9th of the week at the finishing hole. But Scheffler knows the challenge ahead. The tournament's in his hands right now, Scheffler said of Young. I can go out and have a really good round. And if he has another really good round, he's going to be a tough guy to catch. All I can do is go out and try and have a great round and see where that leaves me. The final round will be a test of nerves like no other. Early morning start. Split tees. Threesomes instead of traditional pairings. Pouring rain forecast. Thunderstorms threatening. A potential 54-hole finish looming. And on a golf course where the 18th hole has brought grown men to their knees. Cameron Young has a 6-shot lead. But at Trump National Doral, with chaos all around, nothing is guaranteed. So, what happens now? The final round of the Cadillac Championship is in doubt. Not because of one crisis, but because of 3, all colliding at once. Let me break down what to expect on Sunday. First, the weather. The PGA Tour has done everything it can. Tee times moved up, split tees, threesomes, a desperate attempt to beat the storms. But Mother Nature is unpredictable. If the rain comes early, if the lightning is spotted, play will be halted. If too much time is lost, the tournament will spill into Monday. If no golf is played on Sunday, the tournament could be shortened to 54 holes. Cameron Young would win, but a 54-hole victory, especially at a $20 million signature event, would leave a bitter taste. Second, the security. The Secret Service is on high alert. The arrest on Saturday was handled professionally, but it was a warning. Every person entering Doral on Sunday will be screened. Every magnetometer beep will be investigated. The president may or may not appear. If he does, the security lockdown will be even more intense. Fans should expect delays, checkpoints, and a heavy law enforcement presence. The fun, relaxed atmosphere of a typical Sunday at the golf course is gone. Third, the golf. Cameron Young has a 6-shot lead. That is substantial. But at Doral, with the 18th hole lurking, a 6-shot lead is not safe. A double bogey, a lost ball, a meltdown on the finishing hole. It has happened before. It can happen again. Scottie Scheffler, the world #1, is lurking. He has shown he can go low. If Young stumbles, Scheffler will be there to pounce. My final take is this. The Cadillac Championship's final round is in doubt. Not because of any single factor, but because of a perfect storm. The weather is turning against the tournament. The security situation is tense, and the golf course itself is a beast. This is not how the PGA Tour wanted its return to Doral to go, but this is reality. And in reality, chaos happens. The only question is whether the tournament will survive it. This is Golfio. If you made it to the end of this video, you care about the real stories behind the game. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the moments that matter. And leave a comment below. Will the final round be completed? Or will chaos win the day? I will see you in the next video. For more coverage in golf, subscribe and hit the notification bell.